Okay, guys. I don't remember if y'all can recall, but before we left for break, we were talking about having a business and paying your employers' salaries, everything, how to figure out how to give somebody a raise. Today we're going to be talking about travel expenses. So most likely what ends up happening is when you have an employee and you work for even just a bank, or you're the CEO and you work for an accounting firm, sometimes you need your accountants or your workers to travel for business. When they travel for business, everything will most likely get paid. So you're going to be reimbursed. The way to do that is your company will either give you a company credit card for you to use every single time you go somewhere. You just slide it and it automatically charges the company card. It is actually easier that way. Some companies will make you just save your receipts. So every single time you go to a hotel, like if you stay in a hotel, keep your receipt from the hotel so you can be reimbursed. If they're going to reimburse you for food, keep your receipts from your food so you can be reimbursed on that as well. Everything that you can. If you have to pay a registration fee when you get to like they send you to a conference, you have to pay a fee to get in. Save that receipt. Save every receipt that you can possibly get. When you are on a business travel in your business, your employer is going to pay for it. Make sure to save your receipts. Okay, so what gets included in this is your transportation. They're going to ask you, like if you have to drive yourself, they will ask you, how many miles did you drive? So the best thing to do is keep track of your miles. If you know you're going to be bad at it, as soon as you get in your car and you're about to drive off to your conference, take a picture of your miles. Take a picture of your miles from the minute you leave to the minute you get back, so you are sure, that way you can for sure calculate the exact miles that you drove. You can keep a log of how many miles you drove also on your phone. If you have to stay in a hotel because it's more than one day, then your lodging is going to be your hotel room. How much did you have to pay for your hotel room? Your meals. There's supposed to be an M right there. If you had to get your own, most hotel rooms will provide you with a free breakfast, but if you had to get your own breakfast, you had to get your own lunch, your own dinner, keep the receipts, make sure you know how much you spent on meals. Any additional costs that I talked about, conference registration fees, anything like that, that goes towards your business. If you go out on a shopping spree and buy yourself a whole new set of clothes while you're there, your job is not going to pay for that because they do not send you on there to go on a shopping spree. You're going to have to pay for that on yourself. But if you get to a conference and they make you pay to go in, then yes, your job can pay for that. Alright, like I said, some businesses give you credit cards. Some will actually make you just keep an eye on everything. Credit cards, your employer can easily check the statements and check it constantly on a daily basis to see how much you are spending and making sure that you are not overspending. They might give you a budget on how much you can spend on food. They might give you a budget on things. So make sure you're not overspending things. Disadvantages. If you're making an unauthorized charge or losing your card, your company credit card, you are at a disadvantage right there. Do not be making unauthorized charges. If you go on a shopping spree, do not be putting that on your company credit card. That is not what that is for. And credit cards, remember, is debt. Debt. Salem, stop. You are getting into debt when you use a credit card. So make sure you are able to pay it off. Your company can actually pay it off. If you are a low budget company that doesn't make as much, then you're not going to be wanting to go to high-end restaurants because then you know your company cannot pay that back. Alright, so our formula to calculate the travel expenses is going to be, how much was your transportation? Your cost of transportation plus your cost of lodging. How much did you have to pay for where you stayed if it's multiple days? Plus, how much did you pay for meals? Because we all got to eat to survive, so. And any additional costs. Additional costs, remember, only go towards your business. They are not pleasures. It's not about money spent for pleasure or anything like that. Alright, so we have Diversified Sales Company will reimburse Roger Martin for attending a 3-day marketing conference. Diversified will pay him 55 cents per mile that he drives. And Martin's expenses include the following. He stayed at a hotel for 2 nights, same price each night, the conference registration, how much he spent on meals for the 3 days, because it was a 3-day, 2-night thing, how many miles he drove round trip there and back. And his tolls, he took a toll road because it was a quicker way. And if his company was like, fine, you can take a toll road, then they will pay for that too. Alright, so on step 1, to find the total cost of sending Martin to the conference, you first have to find what's your cost of transportation. Your transportation is going to be these two right here. How much did it cost you to get there and get back? And since it is 240 miles, and we said above that they will pay you 55 cents per mile, then you're going to have to multiply that one by 55 cents. So our first thing is it's 240 times 55 cents plus the $17.50 for toll roads. Well, this is going to give you 132 plus $17.50, which in total gives you a total of $149 with 50 cents. That was all on transportation. I'm sorry that my video is lagging. So we'll need that number for later. Now then, how much did lodging cost? Remember, lodging is how much did it cost you? He stayed at a hotel for 2 nights. So since it was the same price, you can add the two numbers together, or you can just multiply 2 times that number. This is going to give you a combined total of $549 for lodging. Over to the back, the cost of meals. So the cost of meals is going to be these 3 right here. So he had 3 different meals prices. So he spent $79.12 on the first day. Then he spent $98.23 on the second day. And $35.62 on the third day. The sum of those 3 numbers is going to give you $212 with 97 cents. That's how much his food cost him in total that he was gone those 3 days. Additional costs. So when we go back to that chart, we've already put all the hotels, the meals, the round trip. So this right here, that's any additional costs that conference registration, which was just $195. Oh, we don't need these? So then to find the total travel expenses. It is your cost of transportation. Plus your cost of lodging, plus the cost of the meals, plus additional costs. So if you flip back over to the front, you will see that the cost of transportation was a total of $149 with 50 cents. His cost of lodging was a total of $549. His cost of his meals was a total of $212 with 97 cents. And his additional costs were a total of $195 with 50 cents. The sum of all 4 numbers is going to give you $1,106.97. And that was the total travel expenses. So when Martin comes back from his trip, or from his conference, if they had given him a company credit card, then he would have charged us all on the company credit card. If they did not, then he would have kept all of his receipts and showed the company, hey, this is how much you owe me for sending me to that conference. Alright, if you guys have any questions, you can comment down below, either on this video or on the Google Classroom posting. Remember, that is where we will be communicating at all times. I will be assigning a homework either today or tomorrow. It will not be due until Sunday by 11:59 p.m. You will have all week to do this. If you need anything, email me. Hope you all had a great spring break.